Hi, this is Dave G7RAU, Dave Edwards, and Jeanette Edwards, but she's back at the garden. And this is our summertime walk around the garden. And this is part one, although I've already done part two. And I did do part one, but I'm afraid I corrupted it, so videoing it again. So hopefully this time I'll make less mistakes. We'll see. Okay, so we're down at the paddock here. This is right on the edge of our land. I'm just panning round. As you can see, there's a few trees like this one here. And this is why all this has grown up. When I brush cut this back earlier this year, I took out probably about 20 trees that we planted. And all in all, we've put in over 100 trees down here, and I think most of them I've managed to clobber. So I said to Jeanette, I'm not going to do it now until the trees grow up a little bit, and yeah, probably this autumn now I'm going to cut all this down when the trees have popped up above it. Okay, and today, which I didn't have on the other day, I've got Wellington boots, and the reason why is when I walked in here the other day to take the video, there was an adder. And yeah, we do get quite a few adders down at this part, so I thought this time I'd put the wellies on to save any little nibbles by adders. Don't fancy a trip to the hospital at the moment. Okay, so I'll just walk along and hopefully be able to show you a shot of Lizard Village. And I'll pan round, I'll walk all the way to this corner. This is where, just in case we get a shot of an adder, this is where they were the other day. No, I think I'm quite safe. I'll make a bit of noise, I'll probably scarping out. Okay, so I'll pan round. At the moment I'm looking around about east. So if I slowly come round, you'll see just the top of the church in the distance, and that's Grade Church, which is not too far away from here. And panning round, the big farm is Trefas Farm. And as I come around towards the south, that is Lizard Village over there. So I can go up a little bit higher, and you'll probably see it slightly better. There we go. So you get a pretty good view there of Lizard Village. And yes, absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, a better shot as well of the church over there. Beautiful church. I'll have to do a video of a walk around the church. So this is a paddock. We've managed to keep it down now, and we've grown trees all around it. We haven't decided what we're doing with the middle, so I'm just cutting it now, and this is probably the best it's been. It still looks like furrows there that have been ploughed in the past, but it's well down now. I could do this with a hand mower, so it's not so bad. And again, I've left all the borders alone because of the trees. Let's see if I can do this without covering it up. So now I'm going to walk up the lane. Lots of birds, hopefully you can see them, all flying off in front of me. All sorts. I can see sparrows, some house martins, some swallows as well. And that looked like a wren, the little one. So it's got to walk up the lane. As you can see, everything is just exploded. We had a little bit of rain at the weekend, and I had to cut the grass directly afterwards because it just exploded up. There you go, lovely hydrangea, not R1. But hydrangeas are just stunning here, and I'll be walking around our hydrangea grove in a bit. Okay, so in the distance, I'm not talking too much about radio this time. I did that on the last video, but the masts are still there. The big mast, and the little mast with my homebrew antenna on the top. And yeah, it's a little bit bent and buckled, but it seems to still be working. And we now have some visitors in the back field. As you can see them all, we have some cows. And this is the first time this year we've had the cows in the back field, so they're in for a real feast. You can see the grass is perfect size for cows. Hello ladies. Hello. Yeah, pretty placid creatures. Okay, so the hedge, what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk around the edge of the garden and then walk up through the hydrangea grove. And because I won't be coming back to this bit, I'll just walk along here now and just show you the hydrangeas along the edge. We've been mulching these, and of course they're in the shade, and just look at the blooms. If I just step out, all the cows are all coming towards me. And they are just absolutely stunning. And I will walk down there in a minute, but there's mop heads, there's lace caps as well. And so I'm remembering all the bits I forgot before. We've got 2 magnolias there that we're hoping are going to start growing. They're a lot healthier this year. So hopefully they'll grow up and we get some beautiful blossom in the spring. Another beautiful hydrangea. And the boat with lots of lavender in there. And yeah, Jeanette's had to not really do an awful lot with this, and a lot of these are self-seeded from last year. It's really nice. And the obelisk area in the middle, just in front of the bandstand. And yeah, we're quite surprised the hydrangeas do so well in this area, because of course they really do get heat stroke and battered by the winds. But yeah, they survive, which isn't too bad, but not as good as you can see the ones over there in the shade that aren't getting windswept. Much bigger blooms. Okay, so the back fence, cows and all. What we're doing, we're going to let this hedge grow now. This winter was awful. Really strong winds, easterly winds, and it's scalded the whole of the garden. So we've decided now, this year, to let it grow up, and at least it protects the top part of the garden and takes the sting out of the wind. Yeah, don't know if you heard Jeanette. Lots of cows, sweetie. Yeah. And there's Jeanette just going to say hi to the cows across the garden. I'll carry on walking around. As you can see, we've painted the bandstand black. So hopefully, at some point, I will build an observatory on there from a telescope. Okay, I'm entering the Jurassic area here. Huge plants. I'm not going to attempt to name the plants because I get them wrong. So unless I know what they're called, like this big one here, the Gunnera, I shall keep my gob shut and just say, look at the lovely plants. And we're slowly getting through this. We've cleared the area now, so at some point I'll be popping a small mast in there, and where the tree stump is, when I pointed the right place, we'll be popping 3 parts of a lattice tower in there. So then I know Mike eventually will want his mobile tower back. But yeah, we've got together with this now, and the bamboo's all filled in. So Keith's yard, his builder's yard, we don't see at the back of ours. And yeah, got some security cameras at the end now. And I'm gonna have a go. I'm not sure if we can see it today, and I think probably I'm gonna have to go back to the tower and stand on the tower, because the other day, and I expect now it's not going to be there, but the other day we could see Arthur. Let's have a look, see if we can see Arthur. Oh, just about see it if I stand up on here. Hopefully don't fall off. So I don't know if you can see the white dish. Actually, you can see 2 dishes. There's one pointing up in the air, and there's one pointing roughly north, I think. So hopefully you can see them through that gap. If I just hold that up a bit higher. Just a shame, the video that got corrupt. They had Arthur pointing at the horizon with the full dish pointing this way, and it was quite stunning. But yeah, that's not bad. At least we've got some of Goon Hilly Earth Station. It's a great visit. If you ever come down to the Lizard, go to Goon Hilly and have a look at the Earth Station. And when you see the big dish called Arthur, I've used that dish to bounce my signals off the moon. Very good fun in Morse code. Yep, so there's my towers slowly disappearing in the undergrowth. And yeah, a little bit of litter there, tidy up, and the bricks at the end. And that's where we had the 2 en-suites. And the one party wall had to come out, and there's over 400 bricks. So we'll probably sell some, but we do want to build some things outside, and perfect bricks, 100-year-old Cornish bricks. And we've moved the motorhome as well in readiness for Airbnb. So that's now sitting out the way on its weed-proof mat, so hopefully that'll be okay. And I did before, actually, I'll do it on this video as well. I shall walk behind because it's just everywhere, it's just exploding. And all the plants that we put in the edge have started to grow. The buddleia, the sycamore, lots of foxgloves, buddleia in there. There's some privet, and it really has started to take off. So we're slowly getting ourselves a mixed border, which was the intention. And all the way down there. And yeah, the mucky area at the back of the bonfire, but I don't want to get rid of all the bricks and lumps of rubble because they will come in useful. So I'll hide them at the back here. There goes some willow in there as well. And we've created a bank. So the rhododendron now has been buried pretty well in the bank. And it's done exceptionally well. It's all coming back to life. And the reason why is because you need to bury them under soil and mound over and mulch them as much as possible. So while I'm up here, I'm going to take a shot across the top of the hydrangea grove and just pan around here. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got some rope lights on here that flash at night. And lots of plants all along here. Everything's just taking off now, really beautiful. Some of them not out yet. And as you can see, the mint absolutely loves it in this area. We've got quite a few trees in here now. We've got some poor old trees that have died. We think it's honey fungus, or with this one it might well be Dutch elm disease. As you can see, Jeanette's filling up all of the flower beds. If I just walk across to this flower bed, I shall walk round this way and then I shall come back round the other way so you can see it. But I just wanted to come round here so you can just see the amount of trees, little horse chestnut there that's going to grow up. Lots and lots of plants, and it is filling in. Jeanette's done sterling work with all the weeding and planting, and I've been the what would you say, the labourer. Okay, so this is where we love to sit. One of the areas we love to sit, and if I pan round slowly you'll see why. And we've just got a wall of hydrangeas, and there's mop heads, there's at the end there lace caps there, and we've just right at the end planted another 3 hydrangeas, so we'll have hydrangeas right along. But as you can see from here, you can see the hydrangeas up over the back as well, and yeah, it's stunning. This is what happens when you get them in the right place in the garden and you mulch them, and they just explode. They're massive. I mean, that one over there is over 6 foot tall, nearer 7 foot. Incredible. Okay, so here's Jeanette's stumpery and her fairy garden mixed into one. And we've got some new additions, lumps of wood. We've got 7 pieces of palm tree, which were kindly donated to us. You can't burn palm, so we can't put it on the log burner, but it is quite soft wood, so it will rot down, and it will make excellent habitats for succulents and bugs. See, the bird bath has dried out again, so we're going to have to fill that in. And see all the little fairies everywhere. And my little gnome fishing. He hasn't got any water to fish in, but he doesn't seem to mind. Okay, so yeah, I'm a bit closer now to the main bush, and as you can see, it's multi-layered. There's other plants in the background as well. There's goat willow in the background, and big tall plants as well. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so what I'm going to do from here is, actually, I've been told it's not an auricular theatre quite yet because the plants aren't out, but I'm going to call it an auricular theatre because I've had to remember that name. So here we go, and lots of succulents in here, and it's really brightened up a small area. The bright coloured pots, and we're going to have some nice flowers in there. So the log store doesn't look tremendous, so we thought we'd decorate it, and Jeanette's done a lovely job there. We put a nice shelf up, and yeah. Okay, so I'm going to just walk around the back of here, try not to get the washing in shot, just so you can see the beautiful flowers that are coming up in here. I hope this is coming out okay, because I can't see too much through the display because the sun's just glaring off the screen. As you can see, the height now of the flowers are higher than me. And these, I say, I'm not going to try and name them. I call them Michaelmas, but they're probably not Michaelmas daisies. They've probably got another name. They do look a bit chrysanthemum-ish. Okay. But we've rescued the trees and trimmed the trees up here because they've got real character. I know people say that goat willow is the tree weed of the garden, but we like them because they grow and they seem to survive just about anything, which is excellent. As you can see, some beautiful flowers there, and magic hollyhocks are coming up. They'll be in flower soon. Not everything's in flower, and Jeanette's planted it, so we get flower throughout the year. And shame these are just finished. These were absolutely beautiful. I love the colour of these, but look at these coming on. So in a month's time these are going to be all out. Stunning colour. And here's the other side. As you can see, even here, this lace cap, there was nothing here beginning of the year, and just getting it right, finding the right place in the garden, making sure it's well mulched, and it just makes that difference. Okay, so I am now going to walk round. I'm going to walk through past Jeanette's greenhouse. And she's sitting there doing some potting on. And I just want to go in the window and show you the tomatoes. So, yeah, we've chopped that back, given that a haircut this year. Then we get lots of flowers next year. There's Jeanette's little mini greenhouse that we've bolted to the wall, so hopefully it won't blow away. And as you can see in the greenhouse, absolutely stunning. The tomatoes have taken over. So we're going to get lots of tomatoes. We've already getting some, but we're going to get lots more. And all the Jeanette's plants. And most of it's from cuttings and seed that Jeanette's done this year. Obviously with lockdown and places shut. And yeah, she's done sterling work with that. Whoop. And here we are, lovely flower bed here, and I get all of that in there, and a real mix, and some really stunning flowers. Sadly the lupins, quite a few of them got snapped off. There's a few that survived, but we had gales a few weeks ago, and it did destroy parts of the garden. And here we are, along at the lace caps and the mop heads. hydrangeas, and these we've been mulching for a couple of years now. If I actually go down, can you see the mulching we've been doing? Yeah. So if you look in there, whoop, and see all the grass clippings, and you put them all round the roots, and they are absolutely stunning when you do that. And all the way along, come back for them lovely mop heads. And of course foxgloves, real mixed border. Yeah, it's going really well. Lots of hard work. That's a bit you can't really show in the video. The times when Jeanette's out here all weathers, and me sometimes. And yeah, it does pay off though. It's worth it. And even in front of the garage, as you can see, roses smell absolutely gorgeous, and everything's just doing fantastically well. I'm not going to take a walk through the garage this time, but yeah, I've tidied it up at last. There's lots of room in there. There's enough room for a few cars, and you'd probably get a little mini bungalow in there as well. But yeah, it's just flowers everywhere. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to walk along the wall. Jeanette's been keeping the walls clear, and this is our herb garden along the top of the wall. And yeah, as you can see, everything. Let's rub a bit of mint on my fingers. It's not smell-o-vision, but take it from me, lovely spearmint. Yeah, all sorts of herbs all the way along here. Some thyme there as well. A mix of thyme and sage. Oh, parsley. Lots of buddleias. And here's my arch. And what I'm doing, it's my little experiment here. What I'm doing is trying to train the buddleia to grow all the way through the arch. I started it initially to just give the arch some support, because eventually the wood will rot. But now it's kind of taken over, so I think I will get there with having an arch of buddleia, which would be beautiful. Of course it's work, you have to keep on tying it back down. And just starting from this side, growing the buddleia into it. So it'd be also this big one here, it'll all grow across into it, and we'll just have one big arch, and it's quite nice walking underneath the buddleias. Okay, so I'm not sure if I've shown this in the other video, so apologies if you're watching it again, but it's just stunning, absolutely stunning along here. There's flowers everywhere. And I still can't remember the name of these yellow flowers, but they flower all year. I mean, even the hydrangeas. Was it last year? I think last year, yeah, we had, they're still flowering at Christmas. And yeah, the first year we were in here, there weren't many of that hydrangeas in there, but it's very mild. And yeah, they just don't stop flowering. But these yellow ones are just, if I go back, the sun's gone in at the moment, sadly. But yeah, the yellow splash everywhere is beautiful. And there, these weren't out when I walked around here the other day. Yeah. If I just, whoop, go back. There's our weeping willow, and the grass is next to it. And just have a look down, and that's the boat, and that's a run through to the front, and across the road is the garage. Okay, it's another one of our sitting areas, so we sit here. This is my strange idea of a bench. Mum, you'll recognise the two parts of the bench either side, because if you remember, all the wood rotted, but it was very rusty metal, so we took the metal, or I did, and I hammerited it all, scrubbed it first with a wire brush and then hammerited it all. The only bit of the original wood that I could salvage was this bit here, and the rest of it, all bolted on there, is aluminium tube, which, okay, not that cheap, but I just thought it'd look different. It does. I like it. Bit weird, I know. More willow, and we're going to be planting lots of willow down at the paddock this year. And yeah, it's quite sad with the trees in the orchard. They all get a battering. As you can see there, they're all different angles. And close-up shot of the apple tree. I'm amazed the apple tree is still alive. I mean, it's got a rotten stump. It's blown over in the wind. But there you go. It survives. And all the trees are like that. They just get blown over. This one got snapped off. And this one's a plum tree. And we have quite a few plums. No, plum tree. This is a pear tree. And we have quite a few pears coming on the tree this year again, which would be nice. And that's looking across. And this is why we love sitting in this garden and the next garden. There's just hydrangeas everywhere and they're beautiful. The sun's back out now. And there's another gunnerer. And this bit we've all cleared. But as you can see, it doesn't take long and the growth just appears again. But at least we've got some plants mixed in with them this time. And some trees as well. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not sure now if I'm crossing over with part 2. So I'll just take a slow walk through here. Well, actually, no, I won't. I'll walk back round. I'll take a slow walk over our little secret passage at the back of the garden, up the steps, as you can see. We built this in the winter when it was very muddy. Up over here and into the hydrangea grove again. I'll carefully go down here and you just disappear here into the hydrangeas. It's yeah, absolutely stunning. They're all around you. I don't know whether it's the hydrangeas, but there's a perfumey smell certainly in here. Okay, I'll stop it there and then upload this with part 2. Thank you.